Greetings and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in Red Hook, Brooklyn, where I just made a video with Adam Wexler of Resolution Audio Video, one of the major hi-fi stereo players in New York City. The audio community in New York City is very small. Everybody knows everybody else. We all know what each other is doing. We're all friends. We're all very supportive of each other. Last week, Adam's shop in Red Hook, in this 200-year-old warehouse, the entire place went up in flames. And you can probably find video online of the FDNY pouring, gushing water into the roof, which went into Adam's space. The fire wasn't in his space, but there was incredible water and smoke damage in his space. So in times like these, everybody in New York, beyond Adam's close family and friends, which are all here, all the audio people turn up. We all support him. We all do all we can. I hope you watch this video. Adam's a very smart, very savvy, very, he's one of the major dudes. I remember years ago when I lost my job and I was really scuffling, he said, why don't you put out flyers for me for his store and just go put them out all over Red Hook. And I remember putting them out in the Fairway parking lot, Fairway across the street from the store. So I hope you'll listen to Adam's tale, and I hope you can help. He has a GoFundMe. And once again, as I said in a video I just made, hi-fi shops are really about music. We're all intense music lovers. Adam had about 5,000 or more LPs that he had collected for years. So anyway, thanks for watching. Greetings everybody, I'm here with Adam Wexler of Resolution Audio Video here in Red Hook, Brooklyn. What was the address of your store?
481 Van Brunt Street, Brooklyn, New York, Red Hook. I also have a business, Stereo Buyers, in the space as well.
Tell me about the store before this massive fire. What was just things like square feet? How long were you open? How many in your staff?
So I've been in this building since approximately 2011, but I was downstairs on the first floor. And in 2012, my business was decimated by Hurricane Sandy. We took on 7 feet of water during Hurricane Sandy and lost everything. There was nothing. Literally, the water was so powerful it knocked over everything and destroyed everything. I rebuilt bigger and stronger, and ever since then, obviously, despite getting subsidized flood insurance, the goal was always to move to the second floor to never experience that ever again. It's a catastrophic loss like that. And essentially, we moved upstairs approximately 2 years ago. It's a 7,500 square foot space. And we built it out for approximately a year before we opened it to the public. So for the past 17 years, I've had a custom installation business in which we do smart homes in people's homes.
What was the name of that business?
It's Resolution Audio Video. But we always also emphasize high quality audio within these projects while doing motorized shades and lighting control and all that fun stuff. About when I moved up to the second floor space, it gave me the room and opportunity to build out a listening room so that I could service customers that are just interested in listening to hi-fi and purchasing hi-fi. Previously, with my custom installation projects, there's a great amount of trust when we're dealing with these projects. So if someone wanted a hi-fi system, we would talk about price, budget, aesthetics, performance, and I'd really just specify something and they'd say, okay. They didn't have to listen to it. Because this was, again, installations in homes where we were already doing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of work for distributed audio, networking, all that stuff. Right. But I wanted to create my own listening space because, in my opinion, the hi-fi scene in general, in terms of listening rooms in stores, has been evolving over time. Evolving as in getting older, not staying fresh, and also just having the approach that was a little too high pressure. We wanted to create a low-key environment. So we wanted to build out a great listening room, and I didn't want to just open it up kind of half-ass. We took a year to curate the brands that we wanted to represent, and built out the room and built out a couple of listening areas. And then for the past, let's say, 9 months, we were open for business and just making people so happy.
And we did a couple stereophile reports here when you brought in new brands, and your place not only had 2 beautiful listening rooms, you had an incredible vintage section with just jaw-dropping classic audio pieces, everything you could possibly imagine. How many people on your staff?
So including me, full-time and part-time, it's 12.
About how many brands did you carry, and what were some of those major brands?
Well, we're not going to talk in the past tense because I still carry them.
Okay, what are your major lines?
We got Nagra, Accuphase, Rockport, Leben, Shindo, DeVore, Bowers & Wilkins, Dynaudio, DCS, AudioQuest, Transparent, Box Furniture, Fine Audio. Did I say Dynaudio? Macintosh.
All the heavy hitters.
Riviera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sugden. I have had some people that have worked for me almost my entire time being in business. They get health insurance. There's 401k contributions. There is profit sharing. So, I really treat everybody well, and they treat me well, and we're a really big, happy family. And my number one goal right now, obviously, is to make sure that my business is safe so that they can continue working. And thankfully, at the moment, given the large amount of custom installation projects we have going on, we're staying busy, but logistically, this is a nightmare challenge.
About how many, can you say ballpark, and you can quote either number, can you say ballpark what your sales revenue was for installs and just in-store stuff? You want to say that?
So right now we have approximately 40 active custom installation projects that range on the average from 300,000 to 1 million each.
How does that work? Once the stuff is bought, does the manufacturer just ship to that address?
It's in there.
Oh, they ship it to you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, we have well into 7 figures of equipment staged just to go to these projects right now that we're working on. That doesn't include normal inventory, and that does not include my HiFi or listening room or anything like that.
And that stuff's in there?
That's in there.
Well, this is such a horrendous fire. And it's interesting because in the video of the fire with the FDNY, the water was pouring into the roof. So it's not like the fire was coming out of the windows.
No.
It was, so even though behind you it looks a little crusty, you don't see soot coming up because the fire was all on top.
Fire was coming out of the windows until the roof collapsed. So, again, thankfully, I don't know if we went through this yet, the fire did not reach my space. That was one of my biggest concerns because we put so much love and care, and we call this home, and we have for so many years, Red Hook, and this building. But the smoke and water did. The fire started Wednesday night around, let's say, I don't know, 10 p.m. It didn't go out entirely until later the following evening. So the fire department got to a point where they were just drenching everything because things were reigniting. The building's 150 years old, and the beams are gigantic vintage wood beams, which are beautiful and add to the characteristics of the beauty of our space, but they burn. So they really had to drench the whole building best as possible because it kept on flaring up.
Was the water going next to your space or on top of your space?
So it spanned out across the entire roof and started coming down. So the fire department was hitting the building from both sides. There's fireboats on the other side of the building, which you might have seen videos of. So a lot of salt water, and then the fresh water on this side. And they were just trying to contain it. And the fire department did an amazing job because this was a very hard feat and very dangerous because the fire was really hot and relentless.
Was it hot down here on the street? You could feel it?
Smoky, yeah.
Wow. What would you, if you had to place a dollar value on everything in your space?
Multiple 7-figure, yeah, I mean, millions.
Where were you when you first heard about it, and how did you hear about this fire?
I got a text in the middle of the night, and I
what
thought,
time?
1 a.m. and I thought it was a pocket dial, so I didn't answer it. But being the neurotic person I am, fire did cross my mind for some reason because of the person who was calling, who's an amazing man, Ray, who kind of watches over the pier and kind of runs things
This
down
is before
here.
you actually looked at the text.
No, he called me.
Oh.
But I didn't answer. It was in the middle of the night, and I just thought it was a pocket dial. But fire crossed my mind because this space it's all timber, you know. So so I got a text in the middle of the night, 1 a.m. I ignored it, but fire did cross my mind just because it's kind of like one of those things when you hear fire trucks, you're like, is that my house? But this space, I'm just always, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. I showed up here at 5 o'clock in the morning because someone else called me and I answered, and I came here and I was grateful that I did not answer the phone at 1 o'clock in the morning because what was I going to do? I would have come here and watched the building burn for however long.
What was happening at 5 a.m. when you showed up?
So when we got here at 5 a.m., they were still fighting the fire very intensely. There was a lot of smoke. We checked our security cameras and they were still working. So we were able to see our space. The power had not been cut yet. And we saw a little water seeping in under the door and we were like, okay, maybe we're gonna be okay. And then that's when the fireboats pulled up and just went to town. And then my alarm company started calling, which was kind of comical. They're like, yeah, the water sensor went off. And I'm like, yeah, there's a fire in the building. And they were like, do you want us to call the fire department? I'm like, you can, but I think they're all here.
So, needless to say, a lot of probably valuable art stuff was destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you think, you haven't been allowed in yet?
No, so FDNY still has full control of this building for a number of reasons. It's still an active investigation. And beyond that, the reality is that all the city agencies are working together to make sure that the space is safe to enter, because certain sections of the building, like the one behind me, are fully collapsed inside.
Yeah, you can see it. Oh, you can also see the soot up through those windows. Those are totally blasted.
If you look hard enough, you can see the sky through some of those windows.
And when you got here, describe the fire.
Big. Chaotic. The water, even in the street, I'd say, was past my ankles.
Wow.
Just everywhere. The amount of water just on the ground.
And was there like fire coming out of
The roof.
the entire roof from like left to right?
No, I mean, mainly kind of in the center section. But it was hard to tell. There's a lot of smoke.
So did you stay here all night?
There was a point in which I left into the afternoon. I just emotionally was drained at that point, and I went home. And then I saw on the news that it started back up again. And again, as I said, my biggest fear was that this place would just cease to exist.
What do you mean?
The building, like it would be gone, total, knocked down.
What you texted me, you were afraid it was going to collapse.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because are the inner walls made out of stone?
they are.
Which is a good thing.
It's a good thing, but structural. I'm not a structural engineer, so I don't know any of this stuff.
And the roofs were all wood.
Pardon?
All the roofs and ceilings were made out of wood beams.
Yeah. And it's interesting that I feel like it's the exact construction of this building that not only made my space really special and magical, but also contributed to the sonic results that we were getting in our listening room. I'm a big proponent of natural materials when you're talking about building a listening room. So, I don't want to say vintage, but the flooring and the ceiling beams and the ceiling and the joists are all, organic materials. And the wall on one side of our listening room is all stone. That again, organic materials. So I really feel like that also has contributed to the success of the sound we're getting. Thankfully, I've always been a very conservative business person, and I'm not a big risk taker. I'm a believer in slow and steady wins the race. So even with this business as an example, something that I take pride in is that from day one, I never borrowed a penny from anyone, any bank, anything.
Really?
So no debt, no nothing like that. I built this myself, slow and steady.
Yeah, I know.
And so I always did that for the safety of the people working for me in mind, so that I would never leverage myself and put myself in a position in which anybody was going to be at risk of, hey man, I can't afford to pay you this week or this month or whatever, right? It was always like very calculated in terms of again, not being overly aggressive and doing stupid shit.
But can you pay them now?
Yes. My team right now, as we're speaking, everybody's working, and we're servicing our clients and working on our projects, and none of them are in jeopardy at all in terms of the projects. We're in a strong position, and the industry as a whole is rallying out around me.
Oh, good. So your vendors are behind you.
They have, my phone has not stopped ringing. Yeah. It's on silent, but it's probably rang 4 times since we've been filming this.
That's great.
Yeah, in terms of the hi-fi aspect of things, obviously the listening room's on pause right now. But we would like, if somebody wants to show support, buy hi-fi from us. Give us a call. We're still in business. We still get it to you. Most of my competitors have reached out to me.
No.
Yeah. So, you know, that community is a small one, but everyone's rallying together, we know. And I will say that people have been reaching out to me through Instagram all over the world. People saying, let me send you some of my record collection. Let me buy a system from you. I was going to buy it from this guy, but I'm buying it from you. Just amazing things.
And I'm looking forward to coming back to the new and improved resolution audio video.
Absolutely. You're going to be invited to the HiFi hose down party, that when we get access and we get the hose out and start hosing things down and drying them out, stay tuned.
I'll be here. Thanks,
Yeah.
Adam.
Thank you.